The Lost Cryptids Conservatory, where we will shatter your reality to bring you closer to the truth.
All right, guys, welcome back to another live show. Hope everyone's doing all right tonight, this Saturday night. All right, now you guys can see me a little bit, just the screen a little bit. Hopefully everyone's doing good. I know I am. Pretty excited about tonight after the show. I'll be heading out in the woods, going camping and stuff. So we'll be ending the show probably about 11 or just after 11. Get on the road by 11:30 and get to some areas. So pretty excited about that actually. Hopefully get some good stuff happening and present it to you guys, of course. Uh, just try to find the truth of whatever's out there. Whatever kind of cryptid we come across here in Michigan. So I'm pretty excited. So I'll put the link in the chat to come on to the show. If you guys want to come on, we have an open mic night. Come on, talk about anything cryptid related or conspiracies, lost treasures, ancient lost technology, or anything fun, fascinated, interesting to you guys. And we can go from there. So links in the chat. Don't be shy. Of course, you guys don't have to show your face if you don't want to. It's easy enough. And come on, chill out for a little bit on this Saturday night. So I got all my gear pretty much prepped, ready to go. Everything's charging, the final charge. When going out in the field, getting everything charging Uh, Doing this on the computer that's kind of wacky, but it's the power cord, not the computer. If I cut out for any one reason, I'll be back and I'll jump on my phone. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back if this happens to fail. But when prepping and stuff, it's good to get all the gear lined out, ready to go, and start charging. Even two multiple days beforehand, but before you go out, especially the last couple hours, you should put them back all on the charger and recharge them just to make sure they are absolutely full. And then you want to package them and put them away in your backpack or whatever you got, and make sure they're ready to go. Uh, and I like to place stuff in baggies and stuff, like Ziploc baggies and stuff. All my electronics, different cords, and different stuff that goes together. So I pretty much have everything in the right spot, labeled, ready to go, so I can pull it out or switch batteries if I need to, or switch memory cards in and out if I need to. Quick and easy, everything's safe, watertight, sealed, so it's not going to get water damaged, and so makes it easy, streamlined, and then you want less complication out in the field. It should be all streamlined, and you should try to film as much as you can. Sometimes it's hard and memory card issues and stuff like that, but you should try to film out there as much as you can, as much as possible. So that means when you got to switch out memory cards, it should be fast and easy and not a complicated process of find digging out and find where's your memory cards at and finding them, and they're lost, or you should have a checklist. Make sure you have everything packed. Sometimes, as much as I try to prepare myself, I always forget something, one little thing, or sometimes it's a big thing. But double check, triple check, and yeah, I'm excited. So I got a new piece of equipment, got some night vision that just came in, so we'll be testing that out, and it also works during the daytime, really, really good so far. So we'll test it out and see how far the IR beam goes, and all that. So um, let me know if someone's trying to come onto the link, if they are in the background. I might have trouble seeing them. I'm using the computer, but uh, there might be some issues because it's not giving me the right menu at the bottom like it normally would. So I just want to make sure that it works. But got that new digital uh, a new piece of equipment, the night vision, and it should be pretty good. Hopefully, get some definitely pick up eye shine at least at a couple. I would say probably 100 yards and less. Uh, it says it can do more, but realistically and optically, I'm going to be trying to catch stuff that's 100 yards or less. Something that I'm going to be able to hear, something that's close. And if they show themselves like they did with me and Jason's encounter up in the UP, I should be able to see them no problem and have it on film, 180p full HD, ready for you guys. So and even has sound, but we'll be testing the sound. Probably not the good because it's made for night vision and stuff. So the mic on it would probably, I assume, would be a kind of a cheap mic. Probably pick up my voice, nothing else. But it should be pretty interesting. I'm pretty excited. So, and that hopefully will bring some good evidence, because with that piece of equipment, we should be able to reach out and have full identification at 50, 100 yards, no problem. And so, and it has zoom and stuff, and it actually has an optical focus and stuff. So we should have pretty good clarity and stuff also. So digital zoom and all that too. So it's pretty unique. It's pretty cool. We'll see how good the IR lasts and battery. We'll do some testing, and so far so good from what I've seen, and not too bad. So hopefully we get some real good evidence for you guys. Not some bullcrap, not some pixelated pictures, They have to draw a million red circles on them, but this is going to be actual, nighttime, night vision footage from us in the field, actually going in after these things, trying to get during the interactions. And if they are close enough, this definitely will pick up the eye shine that's going to be reflected off of normal lights, but also the IR light that it comes with, and potentially might have to buy external IR lights for to see farther and stuff. So my guessing is that the optics on the thing can probably see pretty far, but the limiting factor is the internal um, IR light. But it's pretty powerful, so it should do the good job good enough. But if I need to get another one, we'll add it, duct tape it, duct tape it on because it doesn't have a feature, and really get you guys something. We're not going to mess around, and so I've just been saving up for this after the other equipment that we had, flares, and all this other stuff was stolen, and whiny crybabies crying over it and stealing stuff. So whatever. Uh, so saved up and bought myself some really good stuff, and now we're gonna go in the field and kick some butt. And I'm excited to use it. I know, you know, I'm excited. So I'm a little giddy tonight, a little happy because we're gonna jump off the show, go right in the field for you guys. Gonna camp overnight in a pretty good hot spot, and hopefully get something. Either stuff's gonna happen or it's not gonna happen. So if they're there, they should definitely be curious and come around. I'm not gonna have a fire unless I absolutely need to. I'm not gonna have a fire. I got chairs, tent, and so it's gonna be pretty interesting what's gonna happen. So, been going out actually several times this week, and as you guys know, last show or two, we showed some clips and stuff of different spots, and we went out again with not much activity, which is weird. You have one time you have a major amount of activity. We did see um, some animal eye shine. They're probably most likely raccoons and stuff. We couldn't tell because of how far we are. We're using the red light, but with this night vision, I should be able to easily pick it up without scaring them away with our headlamps. Pick it up with the IR and hopefully identify what it is, and or be able to videotape it and capture it a lot longer. But easily be able to identify it a lot easier and stuff. So, but we had some eye shine that we've captured and stuff, possibly on the GoPro. We got to check that, and we got some graveyard footage that's going to be coming on the YouTube for you guys, and then All right, we are back. So basically, the power cord is not supplying enough power to the computer, so running a stream is a no-go. But you can do everything else with it. So, anyways, on the phone doesn't matter. And I don't know exactly what I cut up with you guys, but basically this new night vision. Hopefully, it's good. We can test it out, and if we have to get more IR lights hooked up to it, we will, and we'll get some. Yeah, pretty badass ones. It might take us some time to save up because this equipment's not cheap. But my philosophy is, you do the research, you actually research the equipment, you do a lot of window shopping, and you really try to pick one that is really going to fit what you need it to do. And what I look for is going to be, battery life, of course, good quality image, and how far it can pick up these things. That's pretty much going to be it. You know, when it comes to that, you definitely want to be able to see how far out there it is, but you want to be able to have some equipment that's going to last. You don't want something dead in like 15 minutes of use, or 25 minutes, or 30 minutes of use. You want something that you can at least use for an hour nonstop filming, and then be able to quickly charge in the field also, because if you have a piece of equipment you have to charge on the wall, once it's dead, it's dead. You don't have a AC power unit out there unless you have a inverter and stuff, and you can get some pretty cool stuff. But um, we run power banks and stuff out there and stuff, so we try to get equipment that can be charged in the field with power banks and power supplies. Uh, because we nonstop run stuff, and it's going to be hours of usage. So when you're picking equipment, you want something you can work with, and something that's, when it's dead, you can charge in the field if you need to and keep on the go, or take 20 minutes and sit down and rest, charge your equipment up, and then keep on going and start filming again. And also have audio recorders running at the same time. So we got everything pretty much prepped up, ready to go. Last little bit of charging left. Uh, Multiple battery banks and stuff all set. So yeah, battery banks are pretty awesome actually, and you can relatively cheap and stuff. The different brands and models, and um, I've actually used different brands and stuff. They have those. This is a cheap Omni one, or whatever it is, from Walmart. A lot of their stuff, I personally probably wouldn't recommend. A lot of their stuff is kind of crappy. This particular small one, which is says it's 6,700 capacity, but it's about a 5,000 mAh, and it works pretty flawlessly. I've had it for a while. It works good now. I bought a 20,000 one, same brand, and I dropped it one first time. I didn't barely used it. I dropped it on the concrete, and it never worked again. And I was like, never gonna buy that brand again. But I ended up getting a different one, a different 5,000, because they're pretty cheap. These are actually only like $10, and they're not too bad. And it works pretty good. I also got a really good 20,000, and a bunch of 10,000 he gathered over the time. More than enough to supply GoPros, the night vision camera, audio. I have the other night vision camera we run off, cell phones and stuff. So pretty much almost can last about a week from the main camera. If I'm all worried about like running just the two cameras, the GoPro and the night vision, then I can film probably for almost a full week without charge. Because it's pretty much how it was on these other expeditions up in Florida, and then in the UP and stuff. It wasn't actually that much battery life consuming. So But yeah, so 1 hour pretty much go, then it's game time. So, and it'll be just starting out for the premium hour of Bigfooting. Uh, pretty much here in Michigan, I know. Basically, the data comes from Michigan, but in broad terms, so of North America, yeah, it's from 10 p.m. to 3 p.m. is the well, it's until 2 a.m. and then 3 a.m. it drops off, and 4 a.m. it drops off a lot more in terms of activity from the data that has been gathered and collected by various researchers, of course. So we'll get in the area about 11 o'clock. Hopefully, Sasquatches are in the area. If they are in the area, hopefully they're close enough. Of course, we'll be eventually making calls, or I personally make calls. I make my own personal low whoop style of calls. And if I need to be loud, or I feel like I need a call blast away, so it echoes, and I will. I don't really feel like, from my experience, it brought in nothing bad. I don't go all crazy and make some crazy howls or anything like that, but low whoops, just a very low whoop that maybe 100-yard radius can hear, but outside of that 100-yard radius around you in the forest, it's very hard to hear. So if they're in 100 yards of you, a radius, or maybe 200-yard radius, it's not call blasting, but it's a low whoop that is alerting them. And especially if they're watching you and you try to acknowledge them and stuff, doing that low whoop. My experience has helped me and has got me activity, has got me evidence, and I felt it's a very good calling technique. Doesn't seem to be agitation or anything like that. You're not screaming. You're not trying to be big and bad. You're very stealthily alerting them or acknowledging them uh, that you're there and you know of them and stuff like that. So that's what I recommend. The collar kid, of course, he does a special collar kid howl, which is um, seen this and started smiling. Um, Carly Kid does a special howl, which he does a Bobo style howl, of course, but a little bit lighter, and actually gets responses and lights up the whole woods with animals and stuff sometimes. So never knock, never tree knock late at night. To each their own. I mean, we have tree knocks really don't get we when we initiate tree knocks. I think maybe once has there been responses. It does rarely ever get responses. Usually it's the calling or the whooping that gets calls back and stuff, or rock clacks. We have had pretty good success with rock clacking, actually. Seems like you can tell the difference between rock clacks and tree knocks and stuff. So rock clacking, uh, especially since a tree and a branch stuff is never going to decay and rot, and you're always going to have to look for it. But rocks, to, as long as you don't bang them out too much, they're going to last pretty good. So plus you can throw them and stuff, right? They already seem to use rocks. That has got us pretty good responses and whistles and rock clacks back and stuff. So, and then different rhythms and stuff with those rocks. So, at nighttime we try to play it easy. I'm gonna basically take it easy and stuff. I'm not gonna try to be aggressive and stuff. I'm try to let them know that we're there, of course, and then let's say, or usually when I start out and I feel like we're starting getting activity, maybe we get some possibility of calls or possible maybe a tree knock that we heard or a really good tree knock. Then we do like a little low whoop or some type of acknowledgement that we know that they're there, and we know because we're straight up front, basically, how I approach it. I know that they're there. I acknowledge them that they're there. I basically let them know that I'm trying to interact and get engaged with them, but then also, I'm trying to respect them. I'm not trying to push them and stuff. I might walk over to them and stuff, but I'm not going to try to chase them. And uh, I like to, when you have interaction, to move away from that spot of where you think you're having potential activity, move 100, 200 yards away at least, and try to get more interaction, and which is them following you, because a normal animal is not going to follow you through the woods. Deer run away. Everything runs away from humans because humans have hunted animals for thousands of years. They have evolved to be afraid of us and scared of us, probably just like Sasquatches, because we've warred with them, and we kill everything on the planet, every single animal and stuff. With pointy sticks and spears to bony arrows, and now to our weaponry now. It's no different. So every animal, basically, even predators, are scared, intimidated by humans in our presence, in our sounds, our lights, and everything else. So you get, you want to make sure that when you're out there that you have the respect. You when you go out there and you start having activity, you want to try to have it in a way that you want to have it in your ballpark. Now you're already in their home court advantage. Everything is basically in their home court advantage. They basically have the ball and do everything. What you want to try to do is try to put yourself in the best advantage safely to capture evidence and to verify that it's Bigfoot and not other animals. And that is to, when you're having activity, get the activity, start having it first that you really think is Bigfoot, not bullcraft, not just some bird or squirrel, but like real stuff. Move 200 yards away. If that activity keeps happening, it's not a normal animal following you in the woods. It's not going to be a squirrel throwing nuts at you that's going to keep jumping from tree to tree and is going to follow you. And if it was, it's going to make squirrel sounds and stuff. You'll see it. Go to an open area, go to different areas, and verify what you're actually experiencing as real Bigfoot activity. Because once that happens, then you understand. It's like, wow, they followed you, right? Did you hear them? Did you hear them following you, right, in the woods, right? And then they must be close because they're interacting with you, right? Then it brings what's happening up to the next level of you, where you can see, yeah, it's the very good possibility of Sasquatch activity. This is not normal animal behavior. This is very odd and stuff. So try to take it and have this encounter and push it in a way that gives you the advantage. So where you can try to get the evidence, right? Because that's what we're trying to do, is get. Because I experience stuff. I know we're experiencing that. I mean, I can go out there. I've been out there all my life experiencing stuff. Now I'm trying to get the truth and spread it, spread the awareness, put it on here. Put it for you, put it for everyone else to see. Because I can't take everyone else out there. If you guys want to come out with me, we can try and get some experiences together. But I'm trying to get it filmed so you guys can experience it too. Because it really is happening. This is not no joke. So there's stuff to do out there that can verify this. Like, this is not, a little squirrel out there. It's not a porcupine. This is not a woodpecker and stuff. This is something that's following me through the woods, that's interacting with me, that's throwing stuff, that's doing stuff. That's going to put it at a whole nother level. Beyond walking to a spot and hearing stuff and being like, oh, it could be a Bigfoot, and okay, yeah, well, maybe, or it could be an animal. Once you go around and look and stuff, you can't find it. Okay, well, move to a different spot and see if you have that same exact sound, same exact thing. So, so a tree knocked at 2 a.m. in the morning. I heard a Ohio call 300 feet from me into the woods. My buddy saw the thing at dawn. probably was watching you guys all night, circling you guys, watching you guys, listening all night, probably, unless it had other obligations and priorities to do first, providing for the family, things like that. It'd have been all out there all night with you, monitoring you, you know, or entertainment, you know, or learning. Maybe they're trying to understand. That's what I think they're really doing is trying to learn from us, understanding our human mannerisms, our emotions, body language. It's easy for animals, dogs and cats, know body language. That's how they know what we communicate by the sounds of our voice, the tones and stuff, but our body language, facial expressions, especially dogs and cats can know and read and understand. They understand the words, but they can associate and stuff too, right? But they don't speak English, right? So how would Sasquatches know to associate with words and meanings and mannerisms and possibly sign language and different communication styles? Would be watching humans in the woods communicating with each other, mimicking, calling you by your name because your other friends have been calling you by your name all night, so they know who you are. Blake, they know who Blake is. you know so if they're smart enough, like other animals are instinctively, but even more smart enough, humanistic, hominid, the it's hard to tell exactly where they are, culturally. Are they, a step above gorillas, but yet not quite human level culture or sophistication? What we would still consider. Are they more like, Neanderthals are pretty sophisticated and stuff too. So like, if are they that level where they're more primitive human brain, instinctive and stuff, but yet it is a humanoid intelligence. It is very modern human intelligence, but it's not quite where we're at. And it's not quite where, it's still a wild, it would be a wild people out there, but not, of modern wild people. They would be pretty wild, more like the Sentinelese, which is those uncontacted tribe over in southern Indian Ocean, where recently that missionary went over there and trying to contact them and stuff, and they shot him with arrows and stuff. Basically, it's an island that's been uncontacted for pretty much thousands and thousands and thousands of years since they first went there, because those people don't like outsiders. So now they are modern humans, right, with modern humanoid intelligence, but they are very primitive and are very hunter-gatherer and stuff. They have weapons, they have tools and stuff. So Sasquatches don't reportedly have sophisticated tools, but they use tools, right? So are they like that level? Now I'm sure those Sentinelese have, like, religion and religious ceremonies and burial ceremonies and artifacts, and right, and on how to construct houses and what we would contribute to modern humanistic intelligence. So are they that level where they have religion, religious ceremonies, burial ceremonies? What they do with their dead, we don't know, right? Do they have customs? Do they have culture? Do they have what level are they? Or are they lower than that and they're more, animalistic hunter gatherers, but they're humans? At what intelligent level are they? um it's up there, I think, because they have emotional control of themselves, which is like when you run into the woods chasing after the baby, they just don't outright kill you like a bear would, or any other animal, or some humans or if you chase after them, or if you harass them, like sometimes we do. Or you got to think, we're approaching on them and building houses and tearing down the forests and stuff, and our investigators are trying to annoy them and film them, and all sorts of interactions, encounters. A lot of them seem to have emotional control of themselves to be able to push you out of the woods, not just outright have to snap animal, have to kill you, take out the threat immediately, and deal with the consequences later. They can evaluate the situation, emotionally control themselves when you get pretty close to them, those kids, right? There's been many stories of witnesses seeing a baby juvenile or whatever, and they hear something or a rock thrown, they turn, and the juvenile runs and stuff, and it gets away. That's a sort of tactic that's very controlled, very calm, easy tactic of where they avoid conflict or direct assault of a person. That takes a lot of control. That takes a lot of patience. That takes a lot of planning. That takes a lot of skills. There's a lot of intelligence that goes into that. Animals typically do not have the control to control themselves like that. So, that intelligence is pretty up there. This sitting and watching, observing everything. It's what I think is how they evolved, along with hiding. But this hiding and observation, because when you hide, you have to, you can watch things, and you're right. So that's how they got their brain thinking and their tactics and hunting and blah blah blah. It's all stems from that. So that's how they spot everything, right? But so they watch us, right? Just like with my encounter. My encounter is the most perfect example of this, I guess. You know, I is because when we were walking on the trail, I have a gun on my shoulder, a rifle. It's a big gun. They announced themselves by making some movement in the brush. What if, I don't know, whatever it was, that they made this pretty significant sound that me and Jason both startled, turned around. I take the gun off my shoulder. I point it in the direction of the sound, of course, but at the ground. So I'm not pointing at anything because I don't see anything to point at. I think, it could be a bear, it could be wolf, could be cougar, because we found those tracks up in that area. But I don't see what I'm supposed to point and shoot at, right? If it's a danger. At the time that I do this, there's a scattering of multiple individuals in right side, left side. And at that point, I'm thinking, Sasquatch stuff, because of all the things that happened all week long and where we're at, all the activity they were getting. I put the gun back on my shoulder, and then our encounter commenced, or, well, proceeded from there, in which they showed themselves. Jason started filming. You guys can watch that full encounter from there. As it's called Jason Kenzie and Blake Deutscher's Bigfoot Encounter, and that is up in the UP of Michigan. You can watch that full, raw, unedited clip, and see multiple eye shine as we see them behind the tree. They let them know they showed up behind the tree, and so right there, we'll stop right there, because I've told this encounter a number of times, but for new people. But the topic at hand, they took a chance at announcing themselves, knowing I had a gun. And even when I pointed the gun towards them, they didn't attack. They didn't freak out, right? They didn't do anything but scurry about and hide, wait and watch. And then when I calmly put the gun back, instantly, it was a few moments and stuff, after they must have crept in closer. And then the one appeared behind the tree, 60 feet in front of us on the trail. Just our headlights, my really good headlamp, like this red that will pick up eye shine hundreds of yards away, died before this. Pretty naturally, because I was running it and not charging it enough. But Jason has some pretty cheap, basic headlamps that you can see where you're going on the trail for you, but we couldn't see anything. We couldn't see them like we wanted to, but we could see the eye shine and we could see the silhouettes of the head and the body. Okay. It was just enough that we just couldn't see them and couldn't get them on his camera or my camera. Now this night vision camera that I just got would have picked them up, and there would be no hiding. There would be you guys' jaws would be dropping now. Okay, so that's why I got this equipment. So they took that intelligence to come in and then show themselves to us. And me and Jason, Jason's pointing at him. You can watch it. You can watch how Jason's reacting. I'm looking over my shoulders because I'm thinking this is not normal. This is crazy. This it's showing itself. They announce themselves. There's multiple ones. I hear one over here. There's one over here on my side, and I'm kind of worried about because I'm thinking, are they a circle? Don't know what the heck's gonna happen. But now thinking back, it's like the incredible intelligence and emotional control to take that chance to say, "Hey, we're here." It was like a brush of movement. I don't know what they did. It was big brush of movement on the ground with a bunch of leaves moving, and um, it was on purpose because the entire time during the encounter, and you guys can listen all you want, they are moving around because when the second one came out, we watched him and stuff. He's standing 8 foot tall. We I, you know, without saying anything to Jason, Jason says it as I move forward, but I'm going to go right to him. You know, I want to make sure that it's not nothing else. We already know, but like, I'm going to go right to them walking and we start singing. And it's kind of goofy, but we start singing in a way to try to calm them, that let them know we're friendly, right? I try to sing it's kind of dumb, but in a friendly tone, because any wrong move in this situation could spell disaster for both of us, and that's the reality of it. So it's like walking on eggshells, but we moved towards them, and they went away, you know. And then we're standing there looking around, and then on camera he picks up eyeshine. It is close and it is huge, and we don't hear nothing. We walk around, we walk actually back to camp. We don't hear nothing, and we definitely know they followed us. We definitely know they were around us, moving around because Jason saw the one spider crawl across the trail, and you could hear it across the trail a little bit in the woods, but then that was it. We never heard it again. And these things are extremely close, and these things are big. Human size or bigger. The one that crawled across the trail, was human size. The ones crouching, or who knows how about his head was huge, way bigger than my head, twice huge, huge head. And the one standing 7 to 8 foot tall, he was pretty big. So like you would think you'd be able to hear him in the woods around us, but you don't, and that is very scary. And so they announced themselves on purpose, intelligently. So everything was smooth, calm, collective. I even said that. So, how high of an intelligence, I don't know. I don't know. So it's up there though. It is up there. The emotional control is very up there, which is good for the most part because it means that we can have interaction with them without them freaking out and getting mad. If you study great apes and look at how they try to have interactions and stuff, any wrong moves and you can spell disaster. Now, when you begin to work with the groups and stuff, they know you and stuff, and might have some leeway, but a lot of those guys will tell you, don't look at the silverback, the alpha male. There's certain things you just don't do. When he comes up and he comes up to you, always act submissive and never look at him. There's videos of them grabbing people, and he just gently grabs the person by the pants and drags them a little bit. Let's go, not to freak out or do nothing. He's doing it on purpose. They're that's the Sasquatches are above that because you know they have a lot more emotional control and stuff. You know, monkeys, apes, gorillas, and stuff. They'll snap and mess you up and maul you to death. These things are pretty forgiving and stuff. Obviously, if they're taking the chance on a person, knowing that I have a gun, knowing that I, most likely probably going to point it at them and stuff, right? That's all running through their head, and they still do it. Still take the chance. They still want to. They still want to have the interaction. Why? Is it because they were watching, all of us all week, studying us, well, in these different areas when they could, seeing what kind of people we are? I don't know. Can they read into, like your souls or your smell you, like animals do? They sometimes animals, are funky around certain people or some, they say, they can sometimes smell good people and bad people and things like that, but animals are animals, right? So sometimes a dog bites a kid. Doesn't don't mean anything, right? So um that's a pretty big chance, right? And of course we tried to bring him back to camp and one was seen on thermal that didn't record, unfortunately, that and they didn't have any other interaction with anyone else. They didn't try to approach the big main group. For more interaction like that, it was just me and Jason's interaction, and I kind of wish that we would have stayed out there more to film. But at the same time, I wanted to get back to camp because there's more equipment, there's audio stuff running, there's multiple equipment that people have to capture evidence, and it's pretty nerve wracking to be out there surrounded by a pretty big Sasquatch, away from the main group where we were already out there for like an hour or so. It took us 45 minutes just to get to the spot, and then we were about halfway back. So, you in that situation, like I said, a wrong move, possibly, what they deem, even though they have all this control, what they deem is crossing a line. Uh, you know, Me and Jason could have been the next missing 401. Everyone, those guys would have known exactly what had happened because we're out there, right? But if they said they just wanted, but let's just say they wanted to grab us, not even kill us. Okay, let's just say they wanted to take us back to where they hang out, to hang out with us a bit more. And they have no intention of, killing us or anything. They might accidentally hurt you by accidentally doing things against your will, right? And if you fight back and stuff, you could all sorts of things. Females could get attracted to, and vice versa, right? We hear it all the time. Females shouldn't go out there. Human females, have to watch themselves. Males, it's honestly the same thing, guys. I'm gonna probably tell you some truth here. If a female Sasquatch just falls for you, there's potential that she could do a lot of stuff that goes out of the norm for what Sasquatches do, just because, I mean, just think about it. What happens when people are, fall in love with people, or how goofy and dumb, and or how extreme some people can get, because it's all over the place. So female Sasquatches could actually potentially kidnap male humans, potentially get jealous of your female counterparts and stuff too. So a lot of people don't discuss that, but honestly, it could happen, potentially. And that's not a good situation to be in because the old stories of females kidnapping them is that they don't let us go. They don't let us men go, and they try to have babies and stuff with us. And there's all sorts of legends that you can read, but the females, yeah, they do take males and stuff. So Um, you should be when you're in situations and you're interacting with Sasquatch, you should try to again have it the way you want to, and always be safe about it. And if you feel like you should go back to camp and stuff, and follow your instincts and stuff, you don't want to be caught off guard in this situation. And and now this thing wants to it doesn't want you to go away, it wants you to keep hanging out and stuff. So it could be a bunch of situations you find yourself into accidentally that are not necessarily they don't want to harm you, but then again they're forcing you against your will to stay there or to interact with them more and stuff like that. So um, this is not something that should be taken lightly. Yeah, it can be fun, adventurous, and you can have a blast with people, and kids can have fun and stuff. But the reality of it is, if these creatures decide to say, "Hey, you know what? I wanna play with your kid," and they take your kid, uh, they're gonna do what they want, and maybe they'll give them back, and maybe they accidentally don't, and it becomes another missing 411 case, or they do it with whatever. So that's why I kind of have stepped back from like revealing locations to people, because I don't, want people to go out there and something happen. Even though there's probably a better chance to get struck by lightning. I know as a researcher and a person who's been doing this ever since I was a kid, that the reality of it is that there is the potential of these creatures actually hurting at people, missing 411 stuff, whether it is. I'm sure it's more than just Sasquatch, because there's some pretty weird stuff, but there's no doubt Sasquatch is taking people. Okay, there's just no doubt. Um, like I said, accidentally, if they're accidentally not trying to hurt you, but say they just, they take these kids, they take whoever, they want to, they're not trying to, but carrying you and through the woods, and you're getting split up by all these, prickers, and you're exposed to the elements, and it's cold and it's raining and stuff. You end up having this death by exposure, death by the elements, there's type of things going on where they have all these scratches on their bodies, and yet they don't know exactly. It's like they're running through bushes nonstop, right? Or being carried and potentially being carried and running through all this bushes and stuff, because Sasquatch just goes through anything. It doesn't really care. Um, they're not trying to hurt you, right? Right? They just want to play or something, right? They just want to like take you to the others because and then they oops, accidentally it's too much stress for you. It's too dramatic. It's too intense, and your body just gives up and dies, basically, right? Um, that could happen, you know, and that's not, and that's you did nothing nefarious, didn't do nothing wrong. All you did is should be friendly to them, right? So like, uh, you know, it's kind of hard and stuff, because I want new people to get in. I want kids to have fun and have this friendly side of Sasquatch, but at the same time, there's a very dangerous side of Sasquatch. You wouldn't tell a family with kids and stuff, or anyone, to go go chase a bear at nighttime, try to go capture it on camera and stuff. You know, go chase after a grizzly bear, go chase after black bears, go chase after mountain lions at night. With no guns, no weapons, right? No, because there's not only Sasquatch out there, there's other cryptids. I've experienced other stuff, freaky stuff, and it's just like, the potential is there that these things could hurt us. Why not? Um, so you should have caution. It's not something to be taken lightly. You should have fun and stuff, but you know, at any moment it could flip a switch and things could go really, really bad. You could have PTSD for the rest of your life because you get a traumatic encounter with Sasquatch. That's why, gotta try to do it in a way that's the most friendliest way possible. But that's why I take guns and stuff when I need to. I have no problem taking it because I don't want them to think I'm an easy target. I want them to respect me if we're gonna have interaction. I expect them they're gonna have some boundary lines, right? I should probably not cross them. I have my own boundary lines that they should probably not cross, right? Because we probably have the same reactions to it. So there's going to be this mutual respect going on. Even if even if I don't have a gun, I'll have a big knife or whatever. I'll tell you what, man. If I have to, I'm going to defend myself just like they would. And so having that mutual respect, if that can be attained, you know, uh, you should have it because whether or not you can communicate that, I don't know. But having that presentation about yourself, uh, you want to have that in place because you don't want to think that they can just do whatever they want, right? We can't do whatever we want to them. They shouldn't be able to do whatever we want to us, and so it won't be tolerated. And I'm sure just like stuff like that won't be tolerated. So there's an intelligence there. I'm sure they know. They sure that I certainly know about them. You know, and a lot of it is a really good technique for you guys. Hardcore researchers are getting real good, actually, interaction. You start having interaction with them, acknowledge them, and then walk away. Like acknowledge them really hard. Sometimes I had stuff thrown at me, and I've lowered back and I've thrown something at them, and maybe giggled or laughed, and blew them off by just walking away, acting like whatever, and walking away, and then hopefully they followed and stuff, which it seemed to work. So acknowledge them, and then just like blow them off, like yeah, whatever, and go about your business and stuff. Oh man, that seems to really get them like going, like because you're not acting normal, you're not acting scared at them, you're not acting like trying to go after them and chase them. You're not trying to like what's that or even like researchers, like you're not trying to like instantly film them. You're acknowledging them and then you're blowing them off like, yeah, I'm gonna go do this. I know you guys are there. You know what they are, everything like that. It piques this interest up. It makes them really want to come in closer and because you're not gonna freak out, right? You're not gonna like, oh my god, what was that? Oh my god, there's a face, or I heard something, or blah 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 blah. It's exciting and stuff, but like acknowledge them, act like it was no big deal at all, and especially if you can help without getting excited and do that, that is actually proven to help big time. But it's pretty hard to do with a group of people. I've done it by myself and had more stuff thrown, and you can watch the video. It's called Bigfoot's on Both Sides of Me, Better Audio, because there's I basically enhance the audio, and you can hear basically I'm filming on a tripod and facing the direction of where I'm getting this interaction. I'm thinking, they're very close, and you can hear it take a step or two or kick up something, and I adjust the camera, and then after that, there's one behind me that makes some movement, kicks up something or whatever it does, and I turn around, try to film that, and then I kind of get, I kind of get a little spooky, edgy, and shut the camera down, try to go to a new area to make them follow me again. Because I want, especially after that, if you guys watch that clip, it's actually pretty incredible. If after that, if I could make them do it again in a new location, I was thinking, yeah, see, viable. They never did do that quite as much as they did, but they still did follow me. So I see you guys in the chat. I want to say hi to everyone. Why haven't we discovered Sasquatch? What is the reason for that? Can't understand. A little bit of this. Government control must be. A little bit of that, a little bit of it's hard for civilians to even interact or get evidence of the creature itself. So uh, from that end, it's really hard. We're doing it ourselves, and it's not being successful. It's very hard. But yeah, the government just doesn't want to come out and say it. Scientists either won't look at it, can't look at it, not allowed to look at it. Will get funds taken away. It's politics, If you do this, you do that, you won't get your grants, you won't get your money, you'll get fired from your position, or you'll get railroaded until you absolutely have to quit or get fired or whatever it is. From the universities, you have to toe a certain line, you have to walk a certain way, talk a certain way, because these are age-old established universities and stuff that have, you know, history of doing this and stuff. From way back when. For whatever reason, it continues on, and you're not just gonna take this table and flip it on its head and flip over, you know, practically all of science. Not all of science, but there's a lot of scientific fields that are going to be affected by this and certainly have explaining to do, especially the Smithsonian history and anthropology and all these bones and a lot of stuff. So there's going to be a lot of, let's just say, this Armageddon of science and biology and different sectors of those things. Uh, Especially if it comes out that there was being censorships and scientists knowingly had evidence, and let's say they didn't test it or they did test it and hid the results. Either way, could be criminal, could be of course makes them basically not a scientist anymore, because a scientist studies and tries to prove theories and discover things, and you know doesn't hide those discoveries because of because the university might be look bad, right? If there's national security purposes and there's some super crazy reason, then yes, of course, scientists will hide discoveries and things like that. But if there's no such reason other than politics, then uh, what does that say about the credibility of those scientists or the universities or the whole thing, you know? So if they're lying about that, what else are they lying about? So it just spirals out of control, and I think that that's pretty much what it is. There's just it opens Pandora's box, and maybe it's not necessarily like a giant conspiracy of the Sasquatch being something super crazy that needs to be covered up, but it's a Pandora box of bull crap, of backdoor politics and history and just bad light that's going to be shined on them, on a lot of different people and scientists and like a whole crap load of stuff. So maybe it's just that. Of course, evolution is going to be turned on its head. Darwin's uh, evolutionary theory and stuff is going to be probably changed and slightly different, right? Because we would fit them in the classification of where do they fit in human evolution, and what tree or bush. Evolutionary tree is more like a evolutionary bush for humans and hominids. So uh, then, of course, religion comes into effect if these things are talking or speaking, can speak English or understand us and have their own religion, or say they're medicine involved. Say there's a whole things, pharmaceutical industry, genetic industry, uh, developed from these things, DNA developed from these things. If they had cultural knowledge of plants and stuff, some benefits there. But the government is in control, does manage these areas, does know about these things. There definitely are agencies and departments dedicated to Sasquatch's management. And it doesn't seem to be a calling of the species where they're exterminating them. It actually seems to be that they're providing land, um, they're providing assurance to these creatures of places where they are able to thrive and stay for a little bit of time, at least have some sort of refuge in different states of these, and it's full well knowing it. They're not trying to out there kill these things, but they're providing land and management and stocking food and making sure these areas are available for these creatures to make pit stops at, if necessary, in certain states, or to actually live full time if it's big enough. Um, so if that's the case, then then maybe it's just too scary for the public to have a Sasquatch living so close to people because they live very close to our civilization on the fringes of our backyards, of our suburbs, of our cities, of our modern age. Um, Maybe that they don't want us to panic because we would panic. I mean, I think a lot of people would panic and would never have their kids outside at nighttime or even during the day if it came out that yeah, there's Sasquatches. We're managing them, and there's a very good high population, and you know, uh, they're very intelligent and stuff. They're very humanoid, but they're not quite, say, domesticated for, they're still wild. They typically don't attack humans, typically don't kidnap people, but every once in a while, there's, individuals that get excited and do what they want. If they said you're more likely to, get eaten by a shark, which, you're more likely to get struck by lightning than that, right? So, like the odds, right? It didn't matter. It wouldn't matter. The public would freak out. The public would not care if you were more likely to get struck by lightning twice in one, twice. They would not care. They would freak out and probably, maybe that's the reason why the government doesn't tell us. I don't know. Or it's more nefarious, just depends. So, the public would freak out pretty bad. National parks, all that money and stuff. They wouldn't, Then you would have a bunch of people with guns trying to go in the woods, or in people's backyards, or wherever. Then you'd have accidental deaths. You would have, a bunch of things, chaotic things going on. Um, but they are coming out with aliens disclosure, right? UFO stuff. Most of the stuff they come out with is, yeah, if you're in the UFO community and some of the big names are saying that it's nothing. It's what they've just came out with is basically nothing. But the fact that they are shows a lot. So maybe eventually they'll do that with Bigfoot, or first they have to do aliens and UFOs, right? First, and then they can introduce all the terrestrial intelligent life forms that are here that are not aliens, but are terrestrial Earth intelligent life forms that are we would consider aliens because they're not humans, but they're just from Earth or from Hollow Earth or under the sea or wherever, right? Maybe Bigfoot falls in this type of intelligent terrestrial intelligence that is not human, but it's intelligent life form in its own classification, right? Or what if the government has say treaties with these things, like Native American treaties in place with reservations and land and trees in place of where you're able to travel in between our cities and in between this lands as long as you don't hurt our people and mess with our people, and if any of your people mess with our people, you better deal with it, because if you don't, we will have to deal with it, right? That would be pretty crazy and far-fetched, but then again, if they are culturally able to sophistically understand that, because there seems to be a universal rule set of these things, right? Which is you're not outright attacking people that go into the woods. I mean, these creatures aren't attacking our cities and towns and stuff, right? Going to war with us, they're pretty calm, cool, and collective in the woods. They have this emotional control about them. Even the juveniles and stuff. I mean, all of this. There's a lot of rules in place or strategies that they seem to adhere to that if they were a wild animal, it would just all fall apart. It's very disciplined, extremely disciplined. So, what if, let's go down the rabbit hole. What if there was a treaty in effect where they had, access to land and access to doing all this stuff, but, they couldn't interact with us. They couldn't certainly hurt us and stuff. And our government would allow them to be here. That would be pretty crazy, Of course, it's pretty crazy, but damn thing. Thought that hit that button off. That sucks. I'm getting excited, guys. So getting excited to go out. So basically um damn, that sucks. I really thought I pushed that button again and turned back on. that's a bummer. But I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm excited about going out in the field, testing out new equipment, trying to get some good evidence for you guys. That's what it's all about. I don't make no money off this. In fact, I don't sell T-shirts. We don't do nothing. My group is not throwing any conference or anything this year. We're not doing nothing. If it would happen, we would tell you guys, but we're not. This Michigan Bigfoot conference that we did last year, I'm not a part of or know none. It's got stolen from the original person's idea, the person who put the most money into it and actually should have all the rights to be able to do that event, was stolen and co-opted by just shady groups of people who stole equipment from Lost Cryptids that were gifted from us and things like that. And all they seem to be doing is about making money. And they have all this equipment, and yet they have not produced anything. They have nothing. I find that very ironic and stuff. But yet you better go to their conference and spend some money and give them some money for who knows what. They certainly aren't out there doing anything. And it's shady people like that. It's not only that. There's a bunch of other people like that. Fortunately, it's my own experience with those kind of people that, uh, fortunately, has made me left with a bad taste in my mouth. And so, we don't try to present ourselves or want in any way, shape, or form want to grab money from you guys and have, you know, like 10 different pages of sweatshirts that are, $50 for you guys to buy and stuff like that. We're not trying to grab you guys' money and be all about that. Yeah, no, I was muted pretty good. Yeah, fortunately, hey. But you know, I spend my own hard-earned money on the equipment that I get. I don't have to throw an event and do this and do that to be able to get money to buy a. Yeah, yeah. Everyone should have sound now. Should have had sound for the last minute or two. Unless there's something going on, I don't know. Um, I look around and I see a lot of people. I see a lot of the same crap as this con artist mentality of people trying to, you know, sell you this idea that, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Somehow that I don't know. I don't know what it is. You know. I don't get it. Uh, they don't produce nothing. These people that try to get all this money and stuff, they don't produce really anything. And the ones that do, definitely 5 minutes, that's pretty rough, bro. Next time you gotta say something. Uh, because I'll keep going, man. Um, I swear I thought I hit that button and I looked and but um they don't produce nothing. There are ones who are getting money that are producing stuff because they're going out there and legitimately doing stuff with their money. They're not blowing it on buying a new house or blowing it on a new truck or blowing it on whatever. And um yeah, Swift Rage, I don't know if you've been watching, but I'm going out right after this, man, going camping. And, me and the girl actually. And I'm excited if we're gonna be actually going out there to get stuff. And Swift Rage, the collar kid, he knows that we'll be out there trying to actually get stuff, not just playing camp where can't sit at camp all night or sit at camp and do nothing. And if I had the amount of money that some of these people are getting, there is no way that I would have any excuse to not have incredible evidence for you guys. There's just no way. There's just no way it could not happen. With some of this equipment that these people have and stuff, and there's just they're not trying, they don't know what they're doing, or they're legitimately out there not doing it the right way and just trying to give you half-ass results. Because there's just no way if anyone who does it the way I do it or to the same level, and there's a lot of us out there, definitely would be getting stuff. Okay, Expedition Bigfoot, all that stuff that they have a disadvantage. They have a lot of TV crew, but they are getting some things right. They should be getting a lot more. They should be getting something. They should only, especially when it's the one cameraman following them. They should be getting a lot more activity, a lot more stuff. They have access to thermals and thousands and thousands of dollars of equipment that should be able to pick up. So they ain't getting nothing. And when they do try to get stuff, it looks like it's 100 yards away, which means that they should be able to pick it up a heck of a lot better than what it seems to be. If they are buying equipment that's worth it. If they're buying equipment that's everyone else that I can buy, I can afford and save up to, which should not be at the level what they should be buying and purchasing equipment at. They should be spending like $5,000 on equipment, right, or more, on cameras and thermals and stuff like. Anyways, so I find it very disheartening that we got the Carly kid.
I got 10 minutes.
That's good because I have to get going. Actually, I have to. Can't be on no later than 20 after. But
oh, okay. Are you guys just going camping for the night?
Yeah. We're gonna go out there and do our thing. But we're setting up a tent and a couple chairs and no campfire and trying to get activity. You know how it is.
Not too far away from where you're at, right?
Yeah, not too bad, not too far. So,
wait, are you going squatching or just paranormal? Because I thought
both.
Your girlfriend didn't like doing Bigfoot stuff.
Well, it's enjoying nature and stuff. Whatever happens. So, yeah. I mean, if there's, I don't know, ghosts, we'll film ghosts. If there's some UFO that flies in, and flies in, you guess hopefully you guys have some UFO footage to watch, or Dogman, or little people. It's whatever happens. It's just the truth of what's happening out there is what we're trying to capture and present to you guys. My girlfriend, she's not all. She doesn't care. She keeps telling me, you don't need to bring the camera and stuff. You just experience stuff. And I keep telling her,
no,
I've experienced stuff all my life enough.
Yeah,
I want the camera.
Enough. You just want to show other people.
I want to show other people. I don't want to keep saying, telling people, the look of, I really do believe you, but this look of, they need to be there. They need to see the footage and credit. There's something,
Yeah.
And
just strap a GoPro to your chest,
Yeah. I'm getting a lot of back messages. All right, I'm on 5%, so we're doing all right. We'll have to cut it down here pretty soon.
Do you not have it charging?
As planned. No, not. I'm saving all my charging stuff, power banks and stuff for being out there. I'm not going to need the phone.
Oh, okay.
We got a bunch of other stuff.
Plug into the wall. That's what I'm trying to say.
I was going to, but I don't have my extension cord right here.
Okay.
Left it out there. I could have grabbed it, but it's working out good because I'm about to get off exactly like planned. Test out this new night vision camera. It should be pretty good, hopefully. I'm excited, man. Hopefully, even if nothing happens, it's gonna be fun to get out there. camp.
You haven't been out in a while, probably. So
I been out 3 times this week already.
must be
So
nice. Okay.
yeah, it's actually is nice. No, but actually getting out a lot more this month, and hopefully keep it up. Get out, keep getting out, and yeah, try to hit this evidence, try to get more and more of it. So we actually got some pretty good stuff. I mean, you guys, we've seen it on the live show of orbs and stuff, but I was actually filming her when she had seen whatever crawling, and it's probably on there, but it's pretty far away, and it's
Wait, when you went
all
ghost hunting?
it's all pixelated, so
When
probably
you
won't
went-
be able to see it. But
Was this when you went ghost hunting?
yeah, well, a different time. We actually went out and were squatching and doing whatever paranormal stuff activity too. But yeah, she had seen something, probably potentially a younger Sasquatch crawling away, and then I'm actually filming across the way, so you should be able to almost see it, but it's pixelated and stuff. It's far away, but you can see her full reaction, and then you can see some orbs that we filmed, of course, from her camera, and then I'm trying to film a strange light that's blinking, and she gets touched and freaked out. You can hear the perfect audio of that, and I'm still concentrated on kind of make her mad because I'm more focused on this light because I am. She's kind of mad that I'm not focusing on it because she got touched. It freaked her out. So some pretty good evidence of that.
Have you worked on editing this yet, or
A little
yet.
bit, actually. Actually, a little bit. If I can get the computer to keep working like it has been, it will be out this week.
Oh, nice.
But yes, so got more stuff's gonna be coming because we've been out since then. Nothing really happened, but if you guys want to watch that, I can show you guys, I guess. And then whatever happens tonight, hopefully I get some good stuff with the night vision and different cameras that we got set up, and should be good to go.
All right.
Test it
Well,
out.
I hope you guys get something. Or
Oh,
just have
hopefully,
a good
yeah, I
time
hope so
too.
too.
Yeah. Just have a good
That's all
time.
it's all about. Just have a good time.
Be safe. Yeah.
I gotta say, dude, she should be a member on our team. I wish she would, because she has some pretty cojones, man. She sees stuff and goes right after it.
Oh,
Hears
really?
stuff. She's not. Oh, dude, she ain't afraid of nothing out there. It's actually kind of funny because I tell her, you are literally braver than 90% of all Bigfooters I've met. And
Oh, something's moving in the forest over there. I'll go check it out.
yeah. Oh yeah. But she's straight up, man. Straight up. Even after getting touched and stuff, still wanted to be out there. Seeing all these lights, still wanted to be out there. So pretty awesome. So we're gonna end the show right now. We really hope you guys enjoy this live and enjoy this after the fact, of course. Just remember, we try to do this every weekend or either mostly Saturdays, but if not, Fridays. Or some other weekday if we can't make that, or if we have stuff planned. But when we do this open mic show, you guys can come on, hang out, talk to us, talk about whatever you guys pretty much want, or tell a whole encounter stories if you want. This is pretty much an open platform for anyone to come on. We're not afraid to have some discussion, debate with skeptics, or friendly discussion with believers, knowers, and other researchers. Whether we agree or disagree, we all can have some good discussions and hopefully learn something, which is the main goal. So we, that's what we try to do. And we glad for everyone's support, which is through your views. And, so take a like, get a subscribe for us. Make sure to click that bell so you guys know when we post videos, and, tell other people about us. So, I keep getting asked, if people can support us monetarily. I really don't have a put. I don't. You want me to tell their names?
No, I mean, was it through email or just the chat?
Emails and stuff.
Oh, okay.
You could do it on here. YouTube takes a little bit. But I don't have a place because, you know, we're not really about the money and stuff. I know people want to support us. You
can
could
buy some
you can find me on
drones.
Facebook. You can find us on Facebook. You can find me personally on Facebook. I know you can donate that way, give money that way. You could message me on the Facebook page. Contact me. You can donate that way. Donate this way, I guess. There's a Patreon if you guys wanted to join that. There's content out there. That's just an easy way. I guess you could do that if you wanted to. I'm really not. I really, you know, not really big on trying to take guys' money. So I don't have anything. But if you guys want to, there are ways to do it, I guess. So, yeah. So, me and you need to talk at some point with Tyler, and then hopefully try to plan some more stuff. But that will be later because I'm about to go out, guys. So wish me luck. Of course, I'll be safe. Let you guys know what happens, and yeah. All right, Carla Kid.
All right, have a good one. Stay safe.
Yeah, I will. Take it easy, man.
All right, see you. Thank you.